Hello there, welcome to another edition of Business Trends on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, your Unity station. I'm Shikiola Ipinaye. Business Trends is a business development program that keeps you abreast of all you need to know about doing business and how to keep your business, that is your small business, growing to become a really large business. All for the economic development of the country. And on today's edition, we will be looking at the ongoing survey of the micro, small and medium enterprises in the country. I have a guest in the studio to do justice to that. That is Dr. Friday Okpara, the Director, Strategic Partnership and License of the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Don't forget, Business Trends is reaching you courtesy Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, Smedan. Before we go into today's discussion, let's quickly see what's trending in the business circle.
Right now, I set up a furniture business and it collapsed. I'm beginning to think someone is after me. It could be from the village. I don't think anybody's after you. You see, business sometimes just need guidance and mentoring. See, have you heard of this agency called Smedan?
Smedan, no, not at all.
See, Smedan is a government agency that specializes in giving business training to micro, small, medium level business owners.
Wow, John, hold on.
Smedan trains you, creates market for you, to link you with suppliers of raw materials to manufacturers and producers to consumers. Smedan facilitates agricultural commodity exchange and even promote Nigerian-made goods abroad and here in Nigeria. Smedan connects young entrepreneurs like you to financial sources so they can have access to loan.
John, I want to be like you. Take me to Smedan right now. Let's go.
Wait, where's the way? Is this way? Let's go.
Smedan is located at number 35 Port Harcourt Crescent off Gimbel Street, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. It also has offices in each capital of the 36 states of the Federation, or visit www.smedan.gov.ng. This message is brought to you by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, Smedan.
Here are trending issues in the business world. The federal government says it will provide $55 million upfront grant for the takeoff of the Nigerian carrier, Nigeria Air. Minister of State for Aviation, Idisireka, says the $300 million was the entire cash flows funding requirement for the carrier, which include the costs of the aircraft, operations, and working capital for a period of 3 years. To this end, $55 million will be required as takeoff funding in 2018. $100 million will be required in 2019 and $145 million in 2020. Remember, the logo and the name of the national carrier was unveiled at an airfair in London. Let's see other trending issues in the business world. From the open market, Patricia Philip Godayi was at Nyanya Market in Abuja. Let's see what is obtainable in that market.
Nyanya Market, one of the weekly markets in the Federal Capital Territory, attracts buyers and traders from within and outside the city.
Vehicular and human traffic here testifies to the volume of activities in the market. The Wednesday market is usually a beehive of activities, with hundreds of traders and buyers converging for the purpose of buying and selling from the early hours of the day. The market is popular for fairly used wares, also called okrika. But beyond that, the market is rich in varieties of items, ranging from clothing, housewares to food items such as fresh vegetables, grains, locust beans, palm oil, yam, potatoes, plantain, among others. The prices of the items are determined by what is available in the farm.
People know that they will come on Wednesday to buy. Even if they have time, they will reserve the time on Wednesday. They will shift, they will make arrangements so that Wednesday that things are cheap and they will see many things.
I started in Yanya market. That was 2007. Yes, I'm selling children. I'm dealing with children, babies.
Since I started the market, I really give God the glory because I have never lost one day. And this is what I am using to feed myself.
They sell alubo, masara, and alubo akpu. It's 250 for alubo before, but now it come down for 150. Now corn be 200. Now gari be 150.
I'm selling red oil and granite oil. I'm selling the bottle is 300. We sell 350, 400.
Some of the buyers say they come from distant places to shop at the market. What then could be the attraction?
The advantage of Nyanya market is that things are actually affordable, and being a weekly market, because normally it's just a Wednesday, anything other than Wednesday you won't see this much crowd here.
I get my food stuff here and my clothing.
Like sometimes coming to see the market.
Because our villages are carrying something and coming out. That you can get some cheap. It's very cheaper for me.
The market day also provide an opportunity for transporters to make brisk business.
You see, on market day for Nyanya will benefit a little thing than ordinary day.
Market day, you see passengers more than ordinary days.
Monday, have we go like 7 trips, but on the market day, have we go like 14 trips.
For lovers of good things at good prices, Nyanya Market is a choice place.
Those are trending issues now. The program will continue shortly. It is a general consensus that lack of reliable data and statistics in the formal and informal micro, small and medium segment of the Nigerian economy form part of the bane of that sector. To address this issue, a survey of the small and medium enterprises sector was conducted in 2013, which shows that the country has about 37 million functional micro, small and medium enterprises. An obvious need for an update must have informed the current Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Survey in the country being embarked upon by the National Bureau of Statistics in collaboration with Smedan. And we have in the house a director in Smedan, Director Strategic Partnership and License, Dr. Friday Okpara, who will take us through all we need to know about the survey. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's start with this. There is a survey going on at the moment, yes. The Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Survey. What exactly does this survey hope to achieve?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, the survey that is presently being conducted between the National Bureau of Statistics and the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, Smedan, is to ensure that we have reliable and consistent data as regards the number of MSMEs in Nigeria. And not only that, this will equally help us to showcase how the sector has been assisting the economy. And as we know, the micro, small and medium enterprises sector is more or less the lifeblood of any economy. They are the engine of growth because of their contribution to GDP, to employment and to export. But for now, the present survey that we are conducting is to ensure that we have or we get to know the number of MSME in the various states and within the various sectors, the agricultural sector, construction, mining and so on and so forth. And not only that, we are equally coming out with data that will equally assist the users to know their contribution to gross domestic product, their contribution to employment, their contribution to export, and so on and so forth. So that is why we are conducting this survey now.
I know the last survey was carried out in the year 2013. Why do we have to wait up till 2018 before we conduct another survey? I think it's supposed to be a constant data, constant update.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if you look at it critically too, you tend to agree with me that Smedan is 100% funded by the federal government. We rely practically on the budget. So every year too, we are not supposed to be doing this because the policy have it that every 2 years we should be updating this data, so to say. So the one that was on in 2013, by normal issue, we are supposed to have done another one in 2015 and so on and so forth. But because of paucity of funds, because this thing requires a huge fund of money, and the issue of this survey, because of the financial involvement or financial implication, we can't be doing this yearly. And this have to take this time because we have to plan, have meeting with National Bureau of Statistics and so on and so forth. Because for now, this survey is being funded 100% from the Smedan budget. The aspect of the National Bureau of Statistics to help in the technical component of it, going to the field, getting this data, doing the analysis and so on and so forth. So it has to take this number of years, apparently because of fund. At times it will be in your budget for that year, it might not be approved by the National Assembly. So these are issues. But in as much as we are concerned, the 2018 own is ongoing, but we are using 2017 as a base to enable us get the data for the 2017 aspect of it.
I don't understand that you're using 2017 data
as a base. Okay, what we you see, if you look at it, what we are doing in the field is to go to some of these micro, small, and medium enterprises. In the case of micro enterprises, they are captured at the household level. Okay. But in their records, in their business transactions, we are using 2017 base. Like we say, what is your total sales for 2017? Okay. What is your profit for 2017? How many people have you employed within 2017? Okay. That's what I mean by 2017 as our base.
Okay. Yeah, the last survey, that is the 2013 survey, shows that there are about 37.06 million MSMEs in the country, employing 59.74 million people and contributing 48.7% to GDP. How useful was this data to the growth of SMEs in the country within that period?
Okay,
from that 2013 to this
date, yeah. As at that time, all the data you have rolled out shows us the contribution of micro, small, and medium enterprises sector within that period. And if you look at it, a very robust contribution they have done. Mm-hmm. And as I said earlier on, they are the engine of growth. You can see that they contribute apparently about 84% to the labor force, about 40-something% to GDP, and about 7.24% to export. It has equally helped the agency, Smedan, and other users to see how they can plan strategically to reposition some of these MSMEs. Because along the line, we'll be holding meetings with some business membership organizations like NASI, NASME, AWEB, NAWE, and so on and so forth. These are umbrella organizations for the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So along this area too, we've been having meetings with them and advising them on the way and manner to go about certain things. Like when they raise some issues of the challenges that they are facing, through this survey, we're able to go to the field to ask them questions. What challenges are you facing? How can we solve this problem? How can we solve that problem? So along the line, Smedan have been able to assist them in solving some of these problems. And by solving some of these problems too, it will equally contribute to the GDP. It will enhance our GDP. Then by so doing too, the operation will equally enhance the number of people they will employ along the line.
Okay, now carrying out this survey, what are the key issues that we are actually looking at, especially for those in the field?
Okay, those in the field, we have a questionnaire that we administer to the respondents. And as you know, these respondents too are operators of these MSMEs, the owners of these MSMEs. And in that questionnaire, a lot of questions are asked. And by their providing answer to that questions, okay, then it will equally give us a robust data that will assist us in doing what we are doing. Part of the achievement here will be in terms of the number of MSMEs we have. What is their contribution to employment? What is their contribution to our gross domestic product? What is their contribution to export? And along the line too, what type of power are they using? What caliber of staff do they have in terms of qualified staff or no qualified staff, and so on and so forth. So by so doing too, we'll be able to see some of their challenges and see how we can address them.
So what are the selection bases?
In terms of what?
In terms of how you choose those that the respondents.
Okay.
You said there is a question
yes.
here. Because I know it's not possible to cover the whole country.
Yeah. Covering, yes, it's not possible to cover the whole country. That's why we are using a survey.
Yeah.
If we are to cover the whole country, we then use a census. Okay. And when you are using a census, it's a huge form of it runs into billions of naira, so to say. So in this case too, we have some sectors, like as I mentioned earlier on, maybe the agri sectors, the construction, the wholesale and retail, and so on and so forth. So some of these respondents, okay, are within these sectors, because it's not all the sectors that we are interested in as an agency. We are interested in the sectors that are low-hanging fruits, okay, like the entertainment sector, you know, those that can create jobs rapidly. Like as I mentioned to you, the agri sector is part of it, the construction sector is part of it, mining and other sectors too that we are covering. In all, I think about 13 sectors we are looking at.
Okay, so now, can we have an idea of how much is going into this survey?
I can't say precisely how much is going into this survey, but I know it is captured in the 2017 budget, and we have actually remitted this money straight to the technical partner, the National Bureau of Statistics, because they are the guys who will equally go to the field with us. They are the guys who will equally spend this money in the various ways they want to do. So for now, I can't say categorically how much is involved.
Okay, anyway, you have told us that Smedan is providing the fund. What other aspects? Okay, it's a collaboration between Small and Medium Enterprises Agency of Development Agency of Nigeria and National Bureau of Statistics. What is the commitment of each of this agency to the survey?
Well, at the end of the day, Smedan is the end user of this survey. Okay. And you know fully well that the National Bureau of Statistics is the only body that can conduct a credible data on behalf of the government. And that is why we are collaborating with them. I think they have that mandate, so to say. We cannot go to the field on our own and come out with any data. Any data as an agency, if we go to the field, only us going to the field and coming out with all data, it will not be taken seriously. But when you have the agency that is saddled with this responsibility, the National Bureau of Statistics, it gives it more credibility. So on the technical side, the MBS is handling it, but the questionnaire was designed together with us. The end user, which is Smedan, and the technical guys, we have to tell them what we need. So they will pattern whatever they want to do in line with our requests.
Okay, I know when the announcement was made, it was actually from the National Bureau of Statistics, and entrepreneurs and Nigerians generally were advised to cooperate with the officers in the field. So you have this platform, at least to talk to the entrepreneurs in Abuja. So what advice do you have for them as they will be encountering these officers in the field? Okay,
thank you very much. It has been a very big challenge on the part of both Smedan and National Bureau of Statistics in conducting this survey. Because I said earlier on, even those guys who are on the field are made up of staff of both agencies, both Smedan and MBS. But at times we meet some brick walls on the field. Some of the respondents will say, after all, we've been doing this survey every time, what is for us, okay? But they don't know that at the end of the day, when these data are being analyzed, is to help them in solving some of their challenges. Like some of them will say, how many taxes have you paid, like the issue of multiple taxation. When it comes to the forefront or to the front burner, it will be an issue to be discussed so that we will find solution on how to solve this issue of multiple taxation. So I'm appealing to the respondents that the enumerators will meet on the field to cooperate with them and be open enough. It's not used for tax purposes. Because at times they are scared that maybe when they give out figures, it will be used in either increasing their tax and so on and so forth. No, this is purely used for decision making, for planning purpose, so that at the end of the day, we will have a vibrant and a viable micro, small and medium enterprises sector in Nigeria.
Okay, are there other issues you want us to know that are not yet captured in all that we have discussed?
So far I look at it that the budget for the survey is huge. At times we try as much as possible to see how we can reduce the budget, and again too, the sample size we use, we try to reduce in line with the amount of money we can afford. So through this media too, I'm appealing to other stakeholders, okay, like the World Bank, okay, like some ministry, department and agencies, like some of the donor partners too, like UNIDO, UNDP and so on and so forth, to come and assist us in funding the survey. Because at the end of the day, all of us will be beneficiary to it. Because the first one we did in 2010 was very, very rich. In fact, the World Bank mentioned that before 2010, we didn't have any credible data that tells us the number of MSMEs in Nigeria, their contribution to GDP and so on and so forth. But that baseline data that we produced in 2010 was able to provide this. And upon this, we have been building over time, 2013, and we're doing one in 2018 using 2017 figure, and subsequently too, we'll be doing it in that form. I think if we have enough funds, we will be able to come out with a more reliable data for MSMEs in Nigeria.
Okay, sir, thank you very much for coming on the program, and we do hope to have you at another time for other discussions. We've been speaking with Dr. Friday Opara. He is the Director, Strategic Partnership and License of the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. He has taken us through the ongoing micro, small and medium enterprises survey that is going on in the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Micro and small enterprises are drivers of economic growth, hence the need for proper coordination of this crucial sector of the economy. And as the survey is ongoing, we call on everybody involved to support this cause. It's been Business Trends on NTA Channel 5, Abuja with Shikiola Ekpenaye. I hope you join me same time, same station next week for another episode of the program. Till then, it's bye for now.